Dyer administration. We're now going to, and we'll take your calls at 888-300-3776. The other lines are, but we're going to go to Pam Bordenberg, who is calling in from City Hall with a eyewitness account of what's going on. Good morning, Pam.
Hi, good morning, Doug.
I'm trying to fill everyone in on what's going on. Tell us what is going on down there at the clerk's office
what I'm handing them.
At Orlando City Hall.
Well, I'm here right now with Mr. Adams, and he's finished the majority of his press interviews. And what has happened, it appears that he is approved at this time.
I hope so, because they said yesterday that the credit companies were turning me down, and I'd like for you to tell our listeners what you're looking at.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a secondary issue then. The first issue had to do with Mr. Adams not being a resident for
a year,
and
right.
he had proof that he was a resident for 14 months, actually. And before that doesn't matter, because that new law that they had changed, or rule, doesn't apply to over 12 months residency. So he provided that. And they also apparently had said that Mr. Adams had been rejected for credit services, and he has provided me with evidence here of his urgent approval for credit services, that he has no
and which
credit
address
issues.
is that?
And well, the address, too, is to his Orlando address for his credit approval. So he is jumping through all the hoops, it appears.
And then they told me that my wife's being on...
This is Mr.
Yes.
Adams, if you can hear him.
Yeah, this is Tim. This is...
We're talking now live to Tim Adams of Orlando City Hall, attempting to qualify for mayor and to bust the high command, the fascist regime that we have down at City Hall. What's the latest, Tim? Now they're talking about credit reports?
Right, I showed...
You have a credit standing to run for public office.
No, you don't. They tried to use my credit card company asking me for a physical address as a reason to turn me down yesterday. And they said, well, doesn't any other credit company grant you credit? So I bought them proof that another credit company granted me $6,500 credit this morning. Also,
What in the world does that have to do with running for public office?
that's what Marianne Downs is trying to insert into the law. Also, they said that my wife's utility bill doesn't prove adequate usage. And they said that it should be in my name and not her name. So I asked for a copy of Buddy Dyer's qualifying from OUC, and it says Karen Cardell Dyer, and I don't think Buddy spells his name with a K.
So in other words, the city clerk is asking, and Marianne Downs, of course, Buddy's best friend and city attorney, is asking you to provide evidence that you paid utility bill, which has nothing to do with being a qualified elector anyway. And now you have established that Mr. Dyer qualified under the exact same. So in other words, the city clerk is asking, and Marianne Downs, of course, Buddy's best friend and city attorney, is asking you to provide evidence that you paid utility bill, which has nothing to do with being a qualified elector anyway. And now you have established that Mr. Dyer qualified under the exact same situation, and that his wife pays utility bills?
Not only that, it's billed to Karen Cardell Dyer with a K, and it's for $113 for this bill that we're looking at, dated 10/9/07. So that doesn't mean it's an old bill with lower utilities. It's current.
Four
Four people.
Look at the last payment there, $795.
$36.
What's that about?
A heck of a lot more than that for 5 people in a 3,000 square foot house. So that's the question. Now, why does any of this even matter? You were a registered elector. You were born and raised in Orlando. You've been a elected official, and you still are, in the acceptance of your resignation from the Stormwater Conservation District to run for mayor. How in the world is any of this relevant? And is it accurate to say that you were actually detained behind closed doors yesterday for 2 hours?
I was scared.
I
was scared because I was in a job interview with them, the two lawyers and the city clerk, that if I didn't answer their questions, that I would not get this job that pays $156,000 to do what I've always done, and that's serve the people of Orlando.
What right do you still have to ask you any of these personal questions, and how you dry your underwear is certainly not of interest, nor is it pertinent to whether or not you can be mayor of Orlando.
Marianne Downs asked me about that at least 4 times, and I told her that my clothes are dried by TECO, Tampa Electric Company gas, that my food is cooked on Tampa Electric Company gas, that my air conditioner even uses gas. So my $40 per month Alana utility bill should be $40. It is as it should be, and it's adequate for 2 people or more.
But these people have no right to ask these questions. I mean, I think this is an outrage. I mean, you're an elector,
Right.
you're a registered voter, you're over the age of 21.
Right.
And,
Much over.
Right, 29. And this is unbelievable that they would go through this procedure to try and prevent you from running for mayor of Orlando. It seems to me that they are very, very, very concerned and scared of the Tim Adams candidacy for mayor of Orlando.
They know that I can win, and they also know that Chapter 97 only qualifies a person as an elector if they are of age and can prove that they live at the address that they say they do. And the supervisor of elections gave me a certificate just yesterday that says that.
Well, a lot of people went through a lot of pain and suffering 40 years ago to get the right to vote, and to get the right to run for office, and to do away with poll taxes, and to do away with literacy tests for people. And it seems to me that the Jim Crow era is back in Buddy Dyer's Orlando.
Yes, sir, it does. It makes me feel like July Perry, who I read about with great, great anxiety. I mean, the man was killed for trying to vote, and I'm being killed for trying to be a candidate to be voted for. And I think the people of Orlando deserve a chance to tell Buddy Dyer that whatever number of them want me to be mayor,